I remember watching a Brig play on, I think it was Hanamura, or maybe it was Rialto. You saw like a McCree walking from the back line. Honestly, like, you couldn't flank when there was a Brig. And I think that's still sort of the case. Like, it's harder to flank when there's a Brig, but it's a lot easier to deal with a Brig now.
I think Brig is no longer a counter to medium range. Like, I think she still can make flankers struggle a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that against, like Brig doesn't counter the role anymore. It's not like Brig counters Soldier, and that's really what it felt like in the other meta. It's like I couldn't run Soldier because Brig, which is such a weird thing, but it did make sense. I mean, you can't pressure the supports. You can't pressure really anything because of that Brigitte shield as well as the boop away. You can't get close. You can't really do any damage because of the shield. So you have to get close, but then she'll kill you. So it was so much like constant. By the way, Hanamura is our next map. So
how could he do that to me? At least it's a Mei map. At least we'll be seeing some Mei.
I hope we'll be seeing some Mei. I mean, we saw Mei Reaper earlier, but then again, Freaks and Beaks not performing that well at that kind of map. So it makes sense that they would go to a map that is a little bit more Mei Reaper heavy. Take that advantage. But second point can definitely see Widowmaker Hanzo a little bit. You've got those windows. I don't think so. It's not as good. It's just not. You're still shooting up. You want to be shooting down as snipers because that head hitbox much juicier for you if you're looking down on the opponents rather than looking up to them. So it's definitely an option, but I'd have to say based on what we've seen so far, close matchup, little bit from the Ashes favored, but it is their map pick. And if they lose this map, especially if they lose it to double sniper, it's probably going to be the series. Because if you can't break the double sniper and you're not willing to run these dive compositions, then it's not gonna go well for you.
Now, just so you know, they did switch out Pavel for Placebo, and I'm checking out their comps right now. Or I'm checking out their players right now just to see what his role is. He is a flex DPS who plays hit scan, and so if it's Hanamura right now, they want Placebo to be their nasty. Like I think that they're planning on running Mei on defense right now, and they want to use Placebo and Faith. And I'm curious to see how it's gonna work out because we, like you said, really didn't see them run that. And if this map is going to decide series.
Bringing out a specialist for a map they're not favored in, definitely looking like some Mei play. I mean, well, actually, wait, we didn't see any Reaper last time from Placebo. That was the lack, so I wonder if he'll actually be playing the Reaper, or if he will be playing the Mei and Faith going over to the Reaper. Probably more likely, considering Faith seems to be much more hit scan oriented. But, again, now they're like, we kind of have to run that Mei Reaper. We got put in the specialist. Put in the guy who knows that Mei. And we'll see if it pays off for them or if they will be obliterated. Yep, there's Placebo, going to be on that Mei. Faith's going to be on the Hanzo, however. They're going to be running the Hanzo variant. Sticking with a Baptiste, though. I don't like this. I would have rather had a Mercy here. Because right now the lacking is that while you have the invulnerability, you already have Mei, Crystal, and Wall. Hanzo is going to have no pocket, so Hanzo's survivability is less now, unless they stay with the core, which is not ideal. I really think a Mercy for the Hanzo healing, as well as for helping, halt hooks, damage boosting a hog during a halt hook makes every 200 health target insta-dead. I don't like the BAP, but again, running a different variant, more sniper heavy.
I think this might just be Freaks and Beaks playing to their advantage. Although I am just scared with Faith being out in the open like that. What's gonna happen? Is he gonna get taken out? Oh, are they symmetric a point right now? Yes, they are. They're trying, but the main wall came out. The lamp came out as well. That's gonna be Diva out of mech, and now she's looking mighty juicy right now. We see this right now. Freaks and Beaks is decimating. You can't try to sim Freaks and Beaks, as they know the ins and outs of sim. You can't sim the simmers.
I don't know what you're saying, but I agree 100%. I mean, Freaks and Beaks there. That was possibly, I mean, when we're talking about putting Placebo in because of a specialist, that is one of the best walls I have ever seen in my life. He walled off so that they couldn't get onto point because the teleporter was just a little short, and right after that wall drops, Senin comes in with the nade, gets 5 people purpled, don't have that sustained advantage anymore, and like, it just wrecks your push. And look, he's gonna have Blizzard.
Yeah, they're trying again, forwarding up the high ground, so those juicy hitboxes are coming his way. But we see the rotation straight on the point. They're not even worrying about this contestation. All that they want to do is buy time for this push and then complete destroy them. They're trying to use the teleporter to do some high ground tricks right now, but honestly, in my opinion, this is just wasting time. It doesn't matter if you have
convoluted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have high ground or low ground right now.
The fact is, the point's on the low ground, and if you're not able to contest the point, they're trying to use high ground advantage, trying to use teleports, but it's not going to help them, and it's definitely not going to help Jay, who's already dead. A nanoed Placebo comes in, kills everything almost.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go into Crystal, but I mean, I don't like this. One thing that I hate even more than Rialto is I hate when teams try to be fancy, they do a convoluted push, and it really does nothing more than cost them another fight that they could have had. I also don't like this Ryan D.Va at all. I like the D.Va, I'm not a fan of the Ryan. Ryan right now, only good with a Zarya in my opinion. Like,
Yeah,
you're not afraid of boobs, right? He got his buff, but still, it's not enough.
That's definitely how it be. And not like you said, not only did they waste a fight, but they wasted around 30 to 40 seconds of their time trying to get that push done correctly. Wall comes out, Jay's gonna get caught. The Placebo is going to be doing so much damage right now, along with the huge cleave, taking out CMB Bros, taking a D.Va as a victim with. You might as well just end it off with a nice souvenir.
It's so easy, so clean too. I mean, using a Maywall cut people off, throwing a dragon onto one side, saying, anyone, if you're on this side, you have been chosen to go to hell, not heaven. And, I mean, that was not exactly what we would consider May the creator to have done ideally.
You have been chosen. Your future.
You are the sacrifice. You're coming with me.
You fool.
You fool, exactly. A Hanzo swap from Ford, are they mirroring? They're almost mirroring, but they're running that Ryan still. They're running that Lucio. I don't like this composition. I don't like the tank. I don't like the support. I mean, I have problems with both, but Faith gonna get a headshot onto Ford. He can play Hanzo too, boys.
He can play anything, honestly. Look at this wall come out! They got both the Mei and the Reinhardt, and now the tanks are just gonna be coming in, but the Shatter comes out. The Hulk comes in to stop it, and the Free just comes in.
The Invon a little late from Connor there. Not going to be able to save him, but with Faith cleaning up the frozen targets, it's so back and forth. And it's last fight. So respawns don't even really matter if they keep fighting here. They're going to have to back up. But look, you've got Linnea stuck in the door here. They can't get back. Are they going to go back or are they going to stay here? This is actually going to be very important.
Yeah,
they're going to nano and go in.
They're
I like this
nanoing
play
Linnea
better.
right now. Linnea chooses the wall off while she's nanoed. A little bit of a weird choice, but we do see the damage is coming out. At least a little bit. Beak is going to be caught off guard on point, frozen by Blizzard right now. And I get a little bit scared for Freaks and Beaks, even though they are going to get 2 picks off right there. And those are one of the 2 biggest picks, 3 biggest picks I've ever seen in a while now. As sadly, Freaks and Beaks will stop this. 1 tick and a little bit of cash money for them. So at least, you know, it's not just a draw. If they do full hold it, we will be seeing a win come out from the Ashes. But this is 36%. Give it to me straight, Doctor.
You know, sometimes you just gotta let the ashes blow in the wind. There's no reconstructing whatever burned here. These compositions are just not effective. These engagements, all of it really. I don't like the engagements. I don't like the rotations. I didn't like the composition. And you can see why. I mean, Faith, he's on that high ground. Who's going to contest him? Your D.Va? Your D.Va threw bomb and then died in mini D.Va. So if you've got nothing to contest him, you give him that space we were talking about earlier. You give the snipers space. These snipers will eventually hit a shot. Mm-hmm. And Faith, he'll hit 3 headshots. So you're losing so much of your team just because of a play that you committed 3 ults to, and it killed more of you than it did them. It's not efficient, not effective. The sim, I like it. You got beat by that Maywall. You don't GG, you GG go next. You swap comps. You don't keep playing that. And now they're in a position where they're going to have to pull out It looks like they're going to pull out a Bastion Genji. This is about as desperate as you can go. They're just freestyling. I mean, if Linnea could play the Genji, why can't Ford play Tracer or Widow and then run that into a double sniper? Like, that would have worked. I don't like their decision-making. It feels like they're afraid to run Dive. And while Dive may not be as strong as Orisa, Orisa is not exactly god tier of a tank. I'd say A tier, maybe. B tier now.
You know, yeah, if you're going to run this type of bunker, you might as well run what Paris ran, and that's cyber dive into your own bunker, because that at least has a possibility of actually working, even though it didn't work out for Paris. In theory, it's a pretty good comp. It just doesn't work, just like communism.
Exactly. It buys time, and like the idea of it's not a composition that wins, as we see these Bastions staring each other down, saying who has more defense matrix.
No, but look at this lamp. Look at the lamp. Like, what a nicely placed lamp. It just stops everything, all the damage from happening right now. As they are going to get a DMAC and a kill off on a Jordan.
Placebo! He's on that Reaper that we talked about earlier. And while it may be with a Bastion, he's able to contest point. Almost got a tick there. Rest come through. They might be able to hold this.
Yeah, they are going to get faked out, but Faith is going to stand right back up. You can't remove him from the fight, and with Ford falling down, is Connor going to be able to res him, and that is going to be a yes. Now they're doing a pretty good job contesting right now. This is going to allow them to buy at least a little bit more time. 3 minutes in, and they're still going pretty strong. So this, in my opinion, could be anyone's game, but with the Slumber coming out, I think we all know where this is going to go right now.
How fast will this build? Right now, I feel like I'm watching World War I in slow motion. These teams just firing from each other in the trenches. Neither of them willing to move forward. A couple of picks back and forth, but those Mercies give that res. Now we're going to be seeing Beak onto the Hammond. You're running the Reaper still, probably for that Reaper ult. EMP, very good against what we would consider Cancer or Builder heroes like Bastion, Sim, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, they're trying to do the good old puzzle technique where you just say, maybe they won't come on point. Maybe we can just get a nice little C9 right now. But it seems to be working out right now. Both DPS are doing quite a bit of full damage on the point, bringing out the Beyblade right now. Faith almost coming down, but Beak is going to stop Ford doing whatever he wants them to do. You don't even need EMP right now. There's no need for the gas. Sorry, completely uncalled for. There is no need for this EMP to come out right now because the damage is just too much. Even with
Blade coming in from Linnea, though, I mean, he's trying to clutch it. He's not going to be able to get anything. Beak will go down, but it's not. He got nothing. He couldn't get the kills in, so that's going to be going over.
Yeah, it's 2-1 Freaks and Beaks.
It's
last
so
map.
excited.
I'm already calling it. We all know what it's going to be. It's going to be King's Row, unless it's Blizzard World.
I would love. I mean, okay, so first off, it's not Blizzard World, because Blizzard World is such a good double sniper map, almost throughout. You're not going to run double sniper if you're from the Ashes against Freaks and Beaks after what we've been seeing. It's not going to work. You're asking for death. That's a very conceited pick in my opinion. I think the best thing to do is you go for King's Row, you bring out Ryan Zarya, Ana Lucio, Reaper, McCree. You bring that out, and you run through. McCree can provide that stun, crush the Reinhardt, run over the main tank, kill the Orisa. Orisa dead, Orisa dead, Hog dead. Just slam into their faces, kind of like a makeshift GOATS composition. I really, really like that. I would rather it with a Brig instead of an Ana, but I don't think teams are prepared enough for that Brigitte yet. So the Ana is a fine pick, honestly. But it feels like these long-range battles, these mid-range battles, they're just getting destroyed. But it was that close-range fight, remember? That's where Freaks and Beaks really started, or that's where From the Ashes, started to really show that they could contest. And I think they're taking so many faraway shots. They should just be running compositions and just smacking right into Freaks and Beaks. That's their best chance at bringing this back, at this point at least.
It's the good old perfect way to play the game. Unbind your S key and slam down W. If you're not pressing W, you just get kicked from the team. That's how all teams should be. There should be no S key in this game.
I happen to know a team named W and Mouse 1 is their team name. And I have to say, they live by that motto pretty strong, no matter what the meta has been. They're very much about picking a target and obliterating it. It's fun to watch it explode. It's fun to watch them perform and improve. But one thing I will say right now, I've been seeing Freaks and Beaks, their DPS are doing very good. From the Ashes, DPS are trying, not going to be able to get up to that same level. But my main issue right now with From the Ashes is really the support line positioning. It feels like they're getting caught out a lot, and I don't know if it's communication, or if there's lack of peel, or if there's some kind of expectation coming out, but I keep seeing CMB Bros and Toasty dying early, and it's really costing them because you need your supports to sustain. I know it sounds really like duh, but you need both of them. One of them cannot do enough work a lot of the time, and when you lose a support, that's the go button. That's the, okay, we're down, we need to take a quick fight. We need to go in, we need to do as much damage as possible to one target to try and balance out this loss, because a support loss is so huge when we're talking about 2-2-2 now.
And on the point of that, I'd like to point out something I see in a lot of these games, is that when people lose just one player, they tend to drop that fight immediately. Like with this new 2-2 comp, like you said, it is very viable to just hold down W and focus down. Like I'm gonna be honest, no matter what meta Overwatch has gone through, there's always been one thing that if you can do better than any other team, you will be the best, and that is focus firing. Like if you can focus fire on the T, have everyone do that pinpoint accuracy damage, you will be the best team. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of damage, definitely, just by running in and shooting at the same target. It sounds easy, but in execution is not quite as easy as we may make it sound to be. I mean, we've all heard of the saying, no plan survives contact with the enemy. And that's really what you're going to see a lot of the time. But the way that I like to see it is, if you throw yourselves into the same target enough times, eventually it will work. And so once you figure out why it works, then you can repeat that. It looks like we're going to be going to Scrims Row, or King's Row, for those who do not scrim.
Can you fill up my, the free space on my bingo card? Thank you. Okay.
That's right.
I forgot all about that.
Wait, there's a bingo card? What?
You didn't know? No one sent it to you? Ah, man, I'll send it to you after this.
Yeah, no one ever sent it to me. Sad face.
What, someone saying Scrims Row?
Honestly, Scrims Row. Let's get that big place off. So like you said, this isn't really a double snipers map, but I think it can still work out really well for attack. Like double snipers on attack is still pretty viable on King's Row.
I like it for defense a little bit more. You've got so much rotation for your Widowmaker to constantly have line of sight on the enemy team, as well as pressure on the point, without exposing themselves too much. Widow on attack here is pretty good. Hanzo, we've seen it before. It's not anything new. On defense, it's pretty nice as well, but if we're seeing it on attack or defense, well, if one of those is From the Ashes, the other one is Freaks and Beaks, and we know how that one ends. So I really don't think we'll be seeing double sniper mirror at least. But it looks like Ford and Linnea, they are going to be coming. Oh, they're on attack. But on defense, we're looking at that May Reaper comp. Going to be running a Baptiste and a Roadhog variation. Not going with the Diva. Not going to be going with, I believe it's Lucio Moira, usually for heals. A variation.
Well, I've sort of come to the conclusion that Lucio, while his kit's extremely good, he just isn't like working out right now in like any meta really.
I think in a mirror May Reaper, Lucio's value becomes very apparent because being able to outmaneuver the enemy team as such a bunkery composition, it gives you so much advantage. But I definitely think that in these compositions, an Ana or a Baptiste is better, and I can see why not going Bap Moira would make much sense.
Yeah, we're gonna see the wall come out. Maybe playing the Halt Hook out. And that's a counter the Halt Hook and then go straight into Halt Hook. No one will ever suspect it. It's the best way to play Overwatch right now.
Use the Halt to launch yourself in the air so you can throw the Halt over the shield. It's
honestly.
I mean, a kill in 12 seconds on a Roadhog is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, and there comes
Another
second
kill.
ult hook coming for Lanaya, but Lanaya's gonna be able to get off a tad bit of damage though. We do see Faith, and right now they look at how Freaks and Beeks, they are respecting Faith. Like, they are not going into, they are right now in the line sides of Faith, but they're playing around Faith. They are respecting the distance that this double sniper has, and which I think is really what's leading them to do such a good job in stopping this double sniper comp.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see the double sniper comp again. Even though it's not a mirror, they're still struggling because you can't hit those shots. Right now, what I want to be seeing, I want to be seeing that Hanzo burning that Orisa shield, seeing the next Orisa shield come out, popping that storm arrow, pounding it in, and then letting the Widow do the rest.
Yeah,
See a dragon kill on Senin, but will it be enough?
It's huge. Like, they don't nano anymore, nor like the lamp saved a few people, but I just don't think that it was enough to do anything with Placebo. He's going in the back lane, trying to do whatever he possibly can, but they also try to nano the Hanzo. Getting picked out, Ford's gone, Toasty's down, and even though they're down, they're on it right now. They're doing a pretty goddamn job taking this back. Lanaya's gonna be falling down first as this Zenyatta is gonna be saying bye-bye to this world, as well as both these tanks. Placebo bringing in the 100 damage right now.
What was that nano on Linnea? Even he confused. He didn't know what to do, but he got hooked. He got halted. He then used his sonic arrow, tried to kill Bongo with the nano. That's all he's gonna get out of it. He tried to run away. He gets halted again and then finished off. Just thrown around the map like a ragdoll. Nano gets 0 value. That was not what you want to see. But they will be swapping over to May Reaper.
Yeah, ooh, there comes a pick right now. Luna's gonna be falling down first, and now yeah, he's sort of feeling it right now. They're bringing the Beyblade, and it gets both the supports, so now it's free range right now. Jay, you better look out, because this May is not gonna let you out of her sights right now. Faith bringing in a lot of damage as well onto the Roadhog. It's just too much. There's so much damage coming in from both sides. Ford's gonna be able to pick this up a little bit. They seem like they're gonna be able to get a foothold on this right now. The damage came out from Freaks and Beaks, but it just wasn't enough.
Placebo going for a very risky play, but by dying in the process, not enough tank to burn, and his tanks actually get melted. Jordan able to clean those up. Remember, Reaper's not the only one with a shotgun in this game, but you could see a lot of damage done, and it's just not enough to survive. Ford playing very smart with that Reaper, finishing off Placebo, and then going right for the TP, getting behind him and doing some damage to finish off Senin, who's died about a third of the time as Toasty, but still.
Yeah, and even, like, I think that right now is the moment that From the Ashes can take this back. They've proven that their May Reaper, that their close-range plays are extremely good. And they are proving it right now, taking out Placebo in this first fight. If they have any time, it's when they hop off of this sort of two-sniper mentality and go into what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, back to good old reliable. May Reaper definitely favoring them heavily. Jordan looks much more comfortable in the Hog. Will go down, however. And a nano will have to be committed here, but, I mean, a lot of ultimates used, but they still have a lot. Okay, well, that was too many ultimates.
That's huge. They tried Beyblading in that, and I think it worked out perfect for them.
I mean, it did a lot of damage. It definitely confirmed those kills, but you don't have your Reaper now, and you also don't have that. So, you don't have the Beyblade. It looks like it will give them second point, though. I don't think a recontest can come in. So, at the end of the day, the finishing kill on Beak is going to make it so that it is only one fight for the entire of Streets. And already I am begging for Ford, for Placebo and Faith to switch to double sniper.
Yeah, that's honestly what I want to see right now, but I do not think that they are going to be switching off right now. This is, double sniper would save them right now, but we are going to be seeing the walls come out. They're a little
Placebo's
bit too committed.
one, Placebo down.
Right now, the lamp comes out, but it's just not enough as all of Freaks and Beaks get frozen and destroyed, ripped apart, burned from into the ashes.
And this is exactly what I said I wanted to see. I want to see them push that W mouse 1 key. We're seeing Ford. He's doing even more. He's teleporting to the high ground, punishing Placebo for aggressive positioning. Ends up killing his counterpart, going in and getting those aggressive kills, pressuring those tanks, killing those supports. It's beautiful.
Yeah, such a good play. They bring out the bongos, but playing music at this point just is not enough. Placebo trying to do whatever he possibly can, but Jordan just stopping it, stomping on them right now. Freaks and Beaks are having a lot of trouble from which they were having such an easy time playing. Now they're really feeling the burn that Ash is bringing onto them. You know, they say that Ash is sort of nice touch, but when the embers start burning, then you're gonna feel the pain right now, and Freaks and Beeks are wincing right now. They're contesting, yes, but it's gonna be a hard contest, and they're gonna use so many ults to try to feed this. The main wall itself sort of not lending itself to Placebo's ultimate right there. And as much as I want to say that this contest might work, Ford is bringing in the damage. He is bringing in that cash money and not letting them have any movement. This is the power of May Reaper and that sweet, sweet speed healing Lucio. You don't need to let Lucio do all that damage, baby. Just get a Lucio like this and do everything for you. And that is going to be the point. There's no way that they can continue contesting this. Hitting up 2 minutes right now. They actually are going to keep on contesting it right now.
Arissa's back now, and we can see Bongo's going to be coming down. The cleanup's still coming through, but it's not fast enough. This is what I was criticizing earlier. A nice nade comes in. Moira shifts it right off. You can see they're trying to get the kills, but they don't have the damage. Ford, where is he? He's still coming back from spawn. He's got that ult. They need it right now if they're going to be able to clean up this fight.
Yeah, Placebo falling a little bit low. He's getting targeted, but the anti-blizzard comes out right now. We've gone through 2 cycles of blizzards right now. This is how long this contest is going for. The Beyblade to end it up with 1 minute, 10 seconds. That is going to be that a 2-minute hold. Absolutely insane, and that is why you need damage. That is why Thoth God is the Lord and Savior of Big Brain Plays.
You can see that Reaper, how much he can provide in damage, even without the nano boost. And the fact that, remember, his lifesteal occurs, he has to shoot things. And if he's running away, he can't do the damage he needs to keep himself alive. In the fight, he provides himself so much self-sustain, you almost don't even have to worry about him. You throw nade on him and lifesteal has benefited from it. I mean, we're talking about him doing a headshot doing about 250 damage, I think. He heals 125. If you nade him, he heals 250. He heals 100% of his damage done. And when we're talking about a Reaper clicking into tanks, that's a lot of healing. Healing his entire health total off of one headshot click into a tank, that is some serious healing. But when he's dead, when he's not in the fight, when he's coming back from spawn, he has to use all his abilities to try and get back, and you can tell, you can see when the damage is gone because the target's the ball. Nothing's killing him. The May's freezing them, right-clicking, but ball doesn't have a head hitbox when he's in ball form, so you don't have the damage. Finally, he's going to be able to get back, use that teleport to get behind. No one sees him teleport. Nano into Blossom, going to clean it. But again, I think that was almost 2 minutes of holding on that last point, with the fight already over. So definitely nothing to scoff at. Not clean, but you get there. And that's really what matters at the end of the day for From the Ashes.
Yeah, and oh my god, I think this is a terrible choice from Freaks and Beaks right now. I feel like they have to play the double sniper. I mean, like, they are playing May Reaper right now, which is a good comp, but I think double sniper just lends themselves so much, but I can see why. They have Placebo on, and we haven't seen Placebo play sniper yet, so that might be why. But the damage is coming out. Huge anti hitting 3 people, and Aya better sit down and watch out because she needs a cryo cheat if she's gonna do anything right now. Damage coming out, really good wall, taking out Lanaya, and now this is gonna dictate the rest of the fight. Like, as soon as your May's gone, like, the fight's just over. Jordan gonna be following suit, and Reset right now trying to, scramble up, trying to bring whatever they possibly can, but right now, the point's already won. They're fighting for staggers right now, and depending on how many they can get, I think that they might be able to run this all the way. Placebo playing extremely aggressive, going to get slapped, taking a nap right now. Ooh, I'm like, not too many staggers, but they were able to get the point way faster than Into the Ashes.
I mean, really, you see the punishment, slight positioning error. Linnea standing in front of his tank, gonna get walled off. Beautiful wall from Faith. A nice hook to follow up, and no May means no more can you isolate and freeze those targets, slow them down, take them out of the fight for just a couple seconds, and now you're down too much. That's not recoverable when you lose that May.
Huge wall. They're bringing out the VAP wall right now, bringing that big damage for them, big plays, but honestly, it's working out perfectly for them. They're getting the pick that they need. They're having Placebo play aggressive for the mopping plays, which is what you really want him for right now. And Faith is doing an absolutely gorgeous job beating those walls. Take it from a Maymate. Faith's walls are absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, like, just look at these compositions. The only difference being that Baptiste and the Lucio. Lucio, like I said, very nice in the mirror because you can outmaneuver, but they're just not using that advantage. They're sitting still, and that Baptiste ult, it shouldn't be able to do that much damage. You hear that, you back out, but they were too deep. They couldn't pull out in time and cost them that fight. And look at it, 425 and they're in the last fight.
Yeah, Placebo bring down the Beyblade. A few too many ults I would like to have seen come from Beeks and Beeks, but you know, you have to pop what you have to pop. If that's what you think's gonna get you to the checkpoint, then you sort of have to do it.
I mean, that's one of those panics where you're like, what ults do we use? What ults do we use? Oh crap, the fight's already starting, press Q. But they've already got that Nano Hog. Maybe they can punish Jay and Jordan for going aggressive. We've already seen really knowing where to stand for them is becoming a difficulty. Not playing around corners, not playing around walls, kind of just standing in the middle like they are right now.
Watch Ford. He's on high ground.
The wall blocks the hook!
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely insane. Ford has to come back. He was looking for that Beyblade right now, but all of the ults are going to come in from Ash, and he's only going to get really one pick. I bought some time, but in the end, just none of the ults really connected the way you want them to.
Look at Placebo though. He manages to use that time, that push away of the team is not only a disengage, but look, he's hiding, and Linnea has no idea he's here. Linnea, he's gonna get clipped. Is he gonna go down? He's down, and that's an early pick now. Placebo, his position's given away to Ford, but he's gonna get nanoed.
Uh-oh, Ford, back out, Ford, stop winning anymore. He's gonna get hooked into it. The walls to come out. They're gonna give him a little bit of room to work with, but now is the point to push. A little bit of a weird play from nanoing that Placebo a little bit worried about how much to do damage right now with the damage coming out from both sides. The dragon is going to actually stop this. You can't really stop a well-placed dragon, and that's a well-placed dragon if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that was a nice cleanup. A lot of ultimates coming out. Both DPS ults used again. Now we're talking about just support ults on the side of From the Ashes. Or, right, yeah, okay. But on the side of Freaks and Beaks, we've got May ult here. We're getting close to Reaper ult. Baptiste, is it effective? Yes, but right now it's getting a little bit more difficult to use. I actually think the Lucio composition is favored here if they use that advantage. But Linnea, using the Hanzo to take the high ground, well, didn't save Jordan.
Yeah, and that's Jordan taken out first, and you need the yoink and oinks to be able to at least defend yourself without the worry of getting yoinked and oinked. It's looking pretty bad, because that's what's stopping a lot of the pushes. Like, oh, are they going to yoink and oink me? I should probably not push up too hard. Ford, although, is going to stop it. You still need to worry about this big boy coming in and destroying your team, shredding it up like a ninja is right now. And I would use Ford to blend up my smoothies. I'm not going to lie.
Now you're probably saying that was really good supporting from Toasty and CM Bros on Ford, keeping him alive, and while it was a very nice... That nano boost, again, with the nade, he's healing so much with every shot, pumping into those tanks. I mean, every shot is basically a half health heal, and that's so much damage, you really just need to burst him. And, I mean, Reaper can burst at close range, but against another nanoed Reaper, it's not enough, it's not a fight you want to take. So, you can see, Ford, he's going for it looks like he's going to go for a drop-down ulti. Will he be able to get it off? Here he goes!
The
he's going to think otherwise.
But yeah, he's a little bit risky right now. Lenai's going to be able to get Placebo out, and these push, it's taken a good 3 minutes to get to the situation. It's looking really risky. Like, I'm trying to think, like, our freaking Beak, are they gonna be able to pull it up? Because Ford is such a pain right now for Freaks and Beaks.
Beaks, that was too far up. You're down a player, you need to make a call. You either stay forward or you back up. Half the team sitting in the middle, leaving Beak out and left to dry. Well, at least get shot by Ford. Ford still threatening that ultimate. They won that without any ultimate abilities. Again, it's this Hanzo having this high ground advantage. It's a nice comp swap from the side of From the Ashes. And it might give them the win here. Only 2 minutes remaining now off what was a very nice time bank.
Placebo got Ford out. This is the point. They don't have that annoying little, like, bug in their ear anymore. They have the room to spread their wings right now, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Faith gets taken out by a dragon. It's looking a little bit risky right now, but Placebo in that backline, harassing, but getting taken out before the Beyblade can even connect. Lanaya gonna be taking out the entire team. You can't deal with that at all. It's the 130. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off if they're going to at all.
And Ford, again, crucially, still has that Reaper ultimate. Placebo has one as well, but if Ford uses his first, is Placebo really going to commit to a fight that they're already down in? I don't know about that. And this is, again, Jordan now on the Diva. Placebo's ult can get eaten Face ult can get eaten, but Ford's is free range and free damage. The only thing preventing him is a hook and an infinite vulnerability. Neither of those are gonna come out in time!
Oh, getting only 2 people out right there. 3 people with the nano right now, and you pop too many ults, Freaks and Beaks. It's too much.
And you saw there, Jordan, look at him spazzing out. He ate most of that ult. It didn't save everyone, but it did enough. And now you don't have the bomb from Plunder Powdered. You didn't have the Reaper ult from Placebos. They're going to be swapping over to Widow May to try and close this out. They've got one fight here, Bite.
Yeah, and it's really risky. I would have liked to switch off of Faith a lot sooner. Hopefully, like, the tensions are up. Like, the mind games are now set in stone. Like, discouraging getting held on point 3. Yeah, getting held on point 3 for 4 minutes is absolutely huge. Bomb's gonna come out, not hit anyone, but Faith needs to go up if they want to win.
Oh, Ford's gonna get a little too aggressive though.
But Lanaya, this is the second. This is like he always gets 1 kill on these dragons, and it's absolutely insane. It doesn't matter how consistent they are. They're always getting 1 kill, and that's honestly insane. Like, you don't see dragons get any kills half the time. The panic picks on from Beak onto Hammond. They're getting ready to spin the win, but overtime this far, this low on team members, the overtime is going to be taken down. We are going to be going on to the last map.
That was exactly what From the Ashes needed. Again, not taking that double sniper comp, playing something a little bit more in their favor. And, I mean, I have to commend Linnea. This Hanzo was definitely stellar. Some very good Hanzo play coming out. I mean, even when they were losing maps, they were performing well. But look at that beautiful sleep. A nice headshot. Gonna come in. Ana's dead. Bap is dead. You don't have a support line anymore. Gonna finish off the Orisa. It's just... he manages to pop and provide that extra damage. And that allows Ford to not feel the need to play as aggressively, not feel the need to put in all of that damage, because he's got his Hanzo doing enough work to where he can come in, he can clean up, he can take the 1v1 on the Reaper, he knows he's got nano. So I'm very, very happy with the way that From the Ashes played. And crucially, CMB Bros and Toasty not dying nearly as much, not running a pick comp on the side of Freaks and Beaks, not able to pressure that backline. And we can see Pavel's going to be coming back in now.
Yeah,
looks like they're going to be going back to that May Farah maybe, or a double sniper comp.
No, they're going to be going for that double sniper comp. It is such a comfort, like, when you're in the situation, when you are pushed up against the wall on Busan as well, like, they don't have any choice on what map they pick. It is Busan only, no choice. Sorry about that, kids. They need to go comfort picks. If Freaks and Beaks, I can feel the comms right now. They are angry. Getting held 4 minutes is terrible for the mental stability of players. You get so tilted getting held 4 to 5 minutes. It just makes you feel terrible. And so going comfort picks, going with what you know you can pop off with, is the best play Freaks and Beaks can make right now. From the Ashes, they're like, oh yeah, we just held that for 4 minutes, dog.
They've got that motivation, they've got that roll kind of into the 5th map, but we're going to be going to Busan, and one thing that Busan is very well known for, even during GOATS meta, is that it can run DPS, especially Widowmaker. I'll be interested to see if we see Widow Ashe or Widow Hanzo. I know definitely on Mecha base, you'll see a lot of double sniper, but you can play Widow on all of these points. So this is another thing where Freaks and Beaks are picking a map that is more in their playstyle favor. From the Ashes, they're either going to have Linnea pop off, or they're going to have to find a way to play around this. I still think May Reaper's their best bet.
Honestly, yes, on the side of Freaks and Beaks, on the side of From the Ashes, May Reaper, best bet. You can see, you can feel the energy emanating off them with that M1W comp. It's so good. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Freaks and Beaks been, like, stopped, halt, and just discouraged that hard.
Stop, collaborate, and listen. That's what it sounded like.
I know, right? Either way, I mean, I'm excited to get into this game because this is it, boys. This is the 5th map going to decide who gets first seed. We couldn't have wanted it any other way than coming down to the brink. The only thing better than this would be to see it go 2-1. But the question is, who will be the winning and who will be the losing?
Can we get 2-1-99 100, please?
I mean, at that point, everyone's sweating. I mean, I'm sweating, and it's not just because my room is definitely because this game, very sweaty players on both sides playing very well. I am very happy with both teams.
Do you know that flour, or like the chalk dust that gymnasts use when they go on like the poles and whatnot?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna be drenching their hands in this. Like I can't sweat anymore. I'm gonna lose track of the mouse as the first fight comes in. Huge Maywalls off from both teams. A Maywall off from Beeks and Beeks cuts off the team, but then another Maywall on the side of Ashes denies any kill confirmations that they could possibly have gotten, allowing Underpower to fall down first, allowing from the Ashes to get a nice foothold. And like we said, control point. I think that this is really erroring on the side of being a from the Ashes game.
I mean, even though it's a good Widow map, we don't see Faith pulling out the Widow. We're seeing the Mei Hanzo and Pavel, very good Hanzo. The question is he going to be able to do enough, though, against this Mei Reaper? He really needs to be able to pick Linnea, Fort, especially Toasty, which he was so good at before. He was winning the mirrors, but can he win in the battles against other DPS heroes? And it looks like he is going to take out two!
Faith getting out Linnea, allowing CMB Bros and Fort get taken down by a nice dragon, a nice placement, and that is going to be Beeks and Beeks taking the first point, 31 on the side. Oh, it's looking really nice. Let's see if they're gonna be able to hold this. And you have to be wary about that Blizzard, but Faith already has it. And look how aggressive they're holding. They're getting ready. They know this push is coming, and they're placing themselves in the optimal position to do the most amount of damage. Wall comes out, but the anti-wall stops him from even thinking about getting a decent wall out at all. Pavel trying to find some angle of attack, but it's just not there. Coalescence comes out, Maywall stops it, but you cannot stop the healing as Blizzard comes out. Ooh, sorry everyone. Even though the survivability is there, it just isn't enough. Beeks and Beeks is going to be falling down.
Everyone freeze. Both Meis popping their ultimates there. Only a very few people left up and able to move. Definitely not enjoying cryostasis though if you were on the side of Freaks and Beeks. And that's going to be a point flip. I mean, it's back and forth. Again, this is what we are looking for. But more importantly, Pavel's Hanzo doing very good, but Faith's Mei is starting to fall a little bit behind. I'm liking Linnea's a lot more, and I'm especially liking that rotation they did. Pushing Pavel all the way off, forcing that Moira ult so early, and they didn't get anything for it.
Bongos, they're probably all the way on. Bongos, ground beef, dragon, they want to get a kill. They got one off on Jordan. Now they're looking to get one on Mei. I don't think Mei has cryo right now. Linnea's gonna get taken out on this first sort of fight right now, trying to bring in the Beyblades, but the grab, even though it was stopped, once the Beyblade is over, you should probably start looking to just jump off a map, because it's just not gonna look too hot at that point. And that's gonna be another point switch.
I mean, we saw there Pavel. I told you he needs to kill these supports. He gets a headshot on both of them and cleans up the Baby Diva. I mean, this man's aim on Hanzo is just insane. We always compliment Hanzo players on their aim, and he is definitely throwing the team on his back right now. Will it be enough, though? I mean, we see it swaps over. We're still on the Reaper here from Ford, so that all doesn't matter.
Honestly, a sort of botch Maywall allows them to get a quick pick off, but with the Blizzard coming in, they are going to be getting Connor off as well. But Beak, you just bringing it in. Plus the dragon as well. The cleave is too big. The damage is a little bit too much right now. Jay better sit down, start thinking about dying, because he doesn't want to be staggered too hard. And 80%. There's only really at the most 2 fights left in this.
Unfortunately, match. Arissa, a very slow mechanical horse, gonna have to power down after that one. But I mean, we're looking at it. Bongo on both sides. Faith has the Mei ult. It's favored for defense. A nice wall comes through, and then Ford gets hooked, killed. But it's back and forth.
Jay is gonna fall down too. No one really thinks about taking out Toasty right now, but Toasty sadly is alone. Has to start thinking about contesting this himself. Pulling in, can he do it? The 1v. Sorry guys, Toasty couldn't do the 1v6. I don't know why.
It's almost like his hero's not meant to duel main tanks with Moira pockets, but I had to say Beak, 3 final blows at the end there. Playing, definitely, this is his best map so far. But again, we have to go back. Pavel, an insane Hanzo. I understand the sub out so that you had that flexibility onto that Mei. You could run that Mei Reaper composition. But we can see how they feel better just with this Hanzo. The picks, the damage, the pressure being applied. And we see Faith now swapping over to that Widow. You know what time it is. It's time to pop everyone's head. And if you couldn't win against just the Hanzo, I can't imagine what the Hanzo and the Widow is going to bring out in Freaks and Beaks.
Yeah, this is probably one of the... This is not the map that you wanted to play. If you were Freaks and... If you were, from the Ashes, this is... You're sort of crying right now. You're like, we'll try the Reaper Mei, but we sort of have to, like... So now they know at least to respect Faith. Like, if they respect Faith for this game, I think they have a chance of winning this.
Interesting heals with the Moira here with the Mercy. Very, very interesting. The Mercy goes up, can protect and peel for the Widow since there's no Diva, but the Moira, kind of an interesting pick, as well as is the Lucio / Ana on the side of Freaks and Beaks.
Yeah, so they are good. Freaks and Beaks is going to give up the point to Ashes in the first fight, but this is sort of going to lead into Faith getting a pick off on Lanaya, which and Jordan.
Oh my God!
Is someone else going to join the lottery? Faith looking for it. He wants to get that triple kill.
The shield.
The shield's
a nice hold.
Right now, but they're going in. The more damage. Ian just can't stop it right now. Even if he had the Lucio, try to do whatever he possibly can. The maintains are gonna fall.
Oh, another one!
Doing too much. Toasty. Another one. Not Faith. Okay.
Another one!
Another one! Wait a minute, is there gonna be another one? You know what, I'm just watching creative.
This man's insane. Look at these flicks. He's just flicking all over the map right now. He doesn't need sights. He doesn't need to know where everyone is. He just needs to know that someone's in his line of sight. But his tanks do get blown up by Jordan, so this is not one yet.
Yeah, it's like, it's definitely, they're having a hard time taking it. It's like, we do see the more, they're popping. And this is a really bad choice if you are on the side of Freaks and Beaks. You're spending so much. There was no way that they were winning. As soon as the tanks fell down, there was no way they're winning this. And they just gave them a free 50%.
Faith, 7. Oh, Fat Finger coming out from Ford. But, I mean, Faith there. 7 picks. 7. Not enough. I mean, your team just getting eaten apart by this Reaper from Ford. At least you don't have to worry about that anymore. Pavel, he's going to be swapping off into the Pharah. I like this. A lot of free space in the back. Doesn't really have to drop to contest the point, but a nice rotation comes up from Ashes.
77%. You just have to think, how is this going to play into their hands right now? Lanaya getting a big freeze off Faith, taking out Lanaya, and this is going to be a time to contest if there's any 90%, and this game is not going to go on any longer if Freaks and Beaks cannot take this map. Jordan's falling down, and now they have their eyes on this horsey right now. But they're having such trouble. Faith getting taken out by Ford. Faith, the carry, getting taken out by Ford right now, only leaving the horsey left on site, and that is going to be point. They have to hold this all the way. One fight, and they lose this.
I mean, Pavel on this far is going to do a lot of work. Going to force Ford over to the Widowmaker and Lanaya. They're going to go to doubles now. They're like, we don't have the mirror anymore. It's one fight territory. We don't have to worry about that. So maybe we can pull this out. And I mean, Lanaya had a very good Hanzo. Ford, his Widow was a very on and off, decent, very consistently getting, a pick here and there. Is it enough to contest with Faith? We'll have to see, because if it's not, then they're going to be done.
Yeah, honestly, I would say Pavel should just pop all and switch back to double sniper, because they proved that they're superior on that double sniper comp. They cannot contest with Faith Pavel on the double sniper. They are going to try Pavel going in, bringing down the Justice, only getting Jade, but Lanaya's going to be falling down next. Faith, I just don't think Faith does have the skill, but Ford doesn't have the skill to sort of back this up right now. Pavel diving on Ford right now, doesn't give a care in the world. This man does not... Pavel's not with this Widow even living for the next 5 seconds, only caring about her, not having it care in the world about the Diva that's going in for taking him out, but Senin bringing in that real damage. Let's be honest, Senin is the only real DPS on. It's the only, Senin's only real DPS. That's all.
Moira's the best hero. Ultimate in the game. That's right. Avast knows it. I know it. Everyone knows it. But at the end of the day, You're popping sights here. You're going to be able to get Toasty. Don't know why he was peeking there. That was a bit of a brain-dead play, no offense. But at the end of the day, this is going to be last fight now, and we're going 99-99. This is what you wanted, but it's not looking very good for the attackers.
Yeah, I don't know why Pavel was playing Doofus right there, but he's going to be able to take out Ford with the haul, took the yoink and oink, and I think that says how that is going to go.
That's
the
a
yoink
touch.
and oink. The only oink calls this. Lucio coming back, trying to touch, but
No one's gonna touch.
1 second too late, Lucio. You just weren't fast enough. That is good games. Freaks and Beaks holding strong. They are not going to give out their first place position. That means that they're going to be the #1 seeded team.
And they deserve it. That double sniper play was absolutely beautiful. The mechanical skill on these DPS players is definitely something that I only hope to emulate myself. Probably never will as well. But you can see Senden coming in with the Moira. Very, very good Moira. I feel like compositionally, they had a little bit more of an advantage, able to play more of those quote-unquote meta heroes with those support combos. And I do think they're a little bit more limited. I only really ever saw Toasty on Ana. I think he only played Ana this entire time, correct? If he played anything other than Ana, it was very, very short.
I think he only played Ana.
Yeah, I mean, like, when we're talking about not a lot of flexibility, it was definitely some impressive play. But don't leave the stream quite yet, because we've still got to do our interview. As you know, my favorite thing, I love to dig deep into the brains of the winning team. We're gonna have to see who we'll be getting right now. It seems that it's up for debate. Everything is just getting thrown around. But
it seems like they want to give Toasty an interview because it's his last game, and I think that should happen. Soldier, Caster's rule. What do you think, Doth? Last game's interview?
I mean, it's only fair. I feel like he played fairly well overall. His healing output was definitely very good. His Ana, pretty good, pretty consistent. But overall, I'll interview.
Oh yeah.
We'll do a double interview here. We'll interview Toasty, of course, and we'll also interview someone from the winning team, as per usual. Looking like it's probably going to be Jay, maybe. But I definitely feel that from the Ashes, they may not have won, but they put up a pretty good fight. And they were at such a disadvantage in that fight because Busan lends itself to those double snipers, and Pavel, that's Bara, another good hero on it. It's just the hero pool's in their favor, but Ashes put up a very good fight, especially on Mecha Base.
Yeah, that was honestly insane. And here you have the man himself, the Ana to bring down the
Whoa,
man.
man.
The Ana that wanna
The whoa, man.
Toasty, my boy, Thought God. Why don't you bring out the quick interview?
I mean, this man boy is definitely very impressive. But either way, Toasty, that was some pretty good Ana play. Your team, you were down 2-1, but you managed to bring it back with that May Reaper. You guys definitely look a lot more comfortable on that. Looks like a lot of practice put into that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we've been starting to run that, just the meta change and all that, so we've been practicing a little bit more, but we still have to practice a bunch now, I guess. But yeah.
It's definitely a very good composition. You guys played very well. I can see that aggressive nature of you guys, because when you were doing those sniper duels, a lot of the time the snipers, they got the better of you guys because that long distance doesn't seem to play to your strengths as much as that W mouse 1 kind of style. But when you guys go back to that May Reaper, very impressive. I do have another question before I let Bytime ask his question, give him a little more time to think maybe. But I do wonder, you played a lot of Ana. Did you play anything else other than Ana? This is a question.
Not today. We thought about running Moira at one point, but I felt like we were getting a lot of value off of Ana, so kind of just played that the whole time.
The nades were.
Yeah, now that goats is not existent, not really playing Zen anymore at the moment, so it's just kind of Ana Lucio the whole time.
Yeah, you will be playing, unfortunately, a lot of.
Yeah, it's
see a lot of
okay.
Baptiste as well, but
Yeah.
Zen, he's had a lot of time to shine. I think it's nice to see some other heroes as well, but I will say, definitely transitioning from that Zen to Ana, you look pretty good, hitting a lot of purple nades, getting a lot of team fights won, team definitely following up on those nades. How did you manage to get your team, as a team, not you specifically, get yourself back up, picking on that King's Row and saying, we are going to roll them?
We kind of just, we told ourselves we were like, we're a good team too. We've practiced a bunch. You know, like we can put up a fight against Freaks and Beeks, and Freaks and Beeks is really good, but we feel like we're also a really good team. So we kind of just built ourselves up a bunch. We told ourselves that it's winnable still, obviously. Like they needed to win one more map off of us, and that was King's Row. And we just, I don't know, we kind of like reset our mindset and tried really hard. Kind of got rolled the first half of the map, but after that we kind of pulled it together a little bit. It was just mindset, honestly. Like that's like our team's, like one of our team's biggest things, just like making sure we have like the best mindset, because when we do have a good mindset we like pop off, you know. But yeah,
Definitely. Time, any questions for you?
I do. You know, so if you feel comfortable, like, what do you? So this is your last game, right?
yeah.
So what are you
I'm
gonna be going on-
retiring.
What are you gonna be going on to do in the future?
I'm going to back to college, so I don't really have time. I'll still like be around and like help manage things and stuff like that, but I just feel like it'd be unfair if I like couldn't make all the scrims and whatnot, so I'm kind of just doing it for myself. So shout out if anybody wants to trial for flex support. We're doing that in like the next couple of days. You should DM me or something, find me in the Revolution Discord, because we are currently looking for another flex support. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That was my only question. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We wish you the best of luck in college.
I have a
Thank
couple
you.
questions. So, what is the future of From the Ashes? What does it look like? You're obviously not going to be playing in the end of season tournaments. Obviously, you're going to need someone to fill your spot. But from there, what do you guys plan on doing?
I'm gonna hand captain over to somebody in our team. I kind of know who already, but that's secret for now. Where they're kind of, I'm gonna help them along and hope that they keep playing together. We're like a bunch of good friends, and it took a lot to get us to this point. So
Well,
I hope
a
that they
revolution
continue
later,
to play
and you're
together.
there.
Yeah, we changed out our roster like a billion times when we first started, but now I feel like we're all like pretty good friends, and I hope that they can continue to play together. I'll be there to watch the streams and occasionally jump in voice chat to like scream at them if they change their icon from the Pachamari board.
Don't worry, Toasty. I will keep your legacy.
Thank you. Keep them. Make sure they have the icon. That's my dying wish, that they keep the icon. But yeah, I'll still be around, just not playing all the time. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
thank
Congratulations
you.
on your second place, at least for the season. We'll see
Yeah,
what
I
you
know,
guys
pretty
can do
proud
for the upcoming end of season tournament. So I'm excited to see what you can pull out, and maybe you'll bring in a support that's better than you? Question mark?
Nah.
No.
I'm up for the challenge, Toasty.
Challenge 1v1 on a paintball. Let's go.
Oh, you challenged
I'm
me.
ready.
Oh,
You
geez,
challenged
you
me.
brought it up.
I'll cast it.
Okay, let's go. Right now, actually, no.
There's two things
Yeah.
you don't bring up for a bite me. That's on a paintball and anything may. Otherwise, he loses his shit.
Very true.
Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Alright, thank you for joining us, Toasty. Have a good night.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
too.
much.
Alright. Who we bring in next? I think it's Jay, right?
We gotta get Jay in here.
Come on, bring him in. Bring the man in.
Bring my boy in.
Or no, it's not Jay. We did From the Ashes. Who was it? Who were we bringing in? It wasn't Faith, because they didn't want to do it. Who the hell was
Bring in Koner.
Connor?
No.
It's the artistic way of saying the name.
Would you
I
rather
see.
me say Koner?
Conair? Yeah, okay, we're calling him
Conair.
Conair.
Koner? Do it like a France.
Ho ho.
I'm just gonna ask them and see what they have to say. By the way, does everybody love my super sexy sick voice? It's,
I mean, I have to say, I can barely tell. You sound the same as always to me.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a good thing.
Soldier, best boy.
I try my best.
Soldier
Oh.
is the best.
Maybe I'm gonna go in there and talk to them. So I'm gonna mute
Just
the
yoink
line
them.
too,
Walk
and
in
I'll be
there
right
and
back.
yoink them. There.
It is the.
Do you want to know?
Oh my gosh. I told you it was Conair.
No, it's Koner.
Oh,
It's pronounced Koner.
they said Connor, so I feel
I mean, I pronounce my name
They
Connor,
were.
but.
Alright,
Okay.
Conair,
Get ready.
main support, correct?
Yeah, main support.
Yeah, you definitely showed some pretty good skills with your team. I have to say, you and Senin, a very, very powerful support duo, putting in a lot of healing, but also a lot of utility, and for in Senin's case, a lot of damage and picks. So
Mhm.
I have to say, you guys definitely performed very, very well. How do you play around your snipers, really giving them the ability to get those pop-off shots? Because, I mean, Rialto was just a slaughter.
Yeah, so Faith is just really, really good, and we try to put as much like utility into like letting him pop off. So like we need to be able to take aggressive angles. We need to be able to allow him to get the angles that he needs to do his work. Yeah. So we have a pretty like reserved frontline style, but we give him the space to like take his shots, take his like angles, whatever he needs to do to pop off. And then we let him do his thing. And then I press right click on him a lot, so.
Very true, very true. We saw that a lot. As well as we also saw from our Hanzo. A lot of damage coming out, a lot of headshots. Very surprising to me, because Hanzo's, I never think of Hanzo. I always think of Hanzo's as like body shots, lots of spam damage, not a lot of like headshots, but I mean head after head after head. Both Hanzo's really just doing so much damage. And as a support, it's a scary, scary world out there
Oh,
on
yeah,
Rialto.
yeah.
So like, what really did you do to try and keep yourself out of the line of fire, but still contributing to your team in a meaningful way?
So, like, what the goal is you don't want to give Hanzo high ground, which is, like, unfortunate because we had a really tough time doing that on our King's Row attack on the last point, and he just had as much high ground as he wanted. We didn't have anything to, like, get him off of high ground. So it's kind of hard to, like, first of all, you need to not let him have the high ground. Second of all, you can't just stand in, like, really long chokes, which is pretty notorious for, like, King's Row. You have these really long chokes that you can just spam down, like, around head level. Just get free headshots. And just the nature of Hanzo, he's just spamming all the time. And if he gets a headshot, then that's cool. But like, he just puts out so much damage, and he has so many opportunities just to get a free pick, you know, and just take down shields as fast as possible.
Definitely, that makes a lot of sense. That's a really nice tip for people who can bring that into comp. You see a Hanzo on the high ground, that is when you swap to your own Hanzo. Clearly you take the high ground. A bit of a king of the hill in the middle of the comp game. Bite, any questions from you?
You know, I've been, you know, I don't have such a big brain as Thoth God. I was sitting there having the gears churn in my tiny brain that can only talk about what's happening on the screen. I thought about it. Connor, I'm gonna get close to the mic. What are the chances that we will be seeing Sigma in the end of season tournament?
Possibly. We've been experimenting them in like comp and like whenever we have scrims. Sometimes we'll sometimes run them. I think we are having troubles getting used to the fact that we have him now and in comp. So it's more so we want to be sure that we're comfortable on him. But I like throughout these next few scrims that we're gonna have, I imagine we'll have some time towards like putting him to use and trying to learn him, because like we're gonna have to learn him if we're gonna play against him too. So. I think that there's a good chance that you'll see Sigma from us at some point in the tournament. Don't know when, so probably later on.
Does that mean more Symmetra against Double Shield?
Possibly. We got a pocket Symmetra waiting.
Oh yes.
Waiting.
The right button It's very, very powerful. It lends itself. The beam chain is what I want to see.
Ooh.
It's the only way. Lightsaber wars between two Sims with double shields. Oh, so beautiful. And also so difficult to cast. But I like a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Keeping up with Symmetra is kind of difficult if you're not used to like playing with her or playing against her, you know?
Yeah, especially those turrets with the slow. I mean, the only other thing that I would say is you are the coach as well, correct?
I'm the coach for another team, Power Wranglers. Yeah.
Oh, so you coach Power Wranglers. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, as a coach, obviously, I'm a coach as well. So, having that kind of understanding of a lot of things, I've been playing a lot of Sigma in ranked, learning the hero as well. And what is your take on Sigma? Do you think he's a good hero, bad hero? And also, what do you think about his shield and the fact that he can constantly bring it back and throw it back out?
I think he's pretty decent. I think that it's all like I think we're in a really interesting meta where there's so many viable frontline comps that are coming up. I think that Sigma definitely has his place and has his maps. Like as do a lot of heroes. Like Symmetra has her own map that she can pop off on. Like Reaper has his maps that he pops off on now. You see May all the time now. So I think that there's plenty of room for Sigma to shine, especially with the Zarya. I think that they're a very powerful duo, especially with Zarya getting her buff recently. And like he plays so aggressive, and Zarya allows him to play aggressive. And because they're both playing aggressive, she gets so much energy, and she can do so much damage because of her the new tracking mechanic, where she just does more damage even if she like misses. So
Definitely.
I think that that's really strong. I also think that Sigma Oris is pretty good. I mean, double shield's pretty nice. As long as there's not a Symmetra, but we were not going to talk about that, right?
Well, definitely. Soldier, any questions for you?
Just my typical that I like to ask most teams. Did you have any particular strats or anything that you had going into this match that you guys wanted to do specifically to counter their team in general? Like any specific people you wanted to target or any big brain stuff that you came into the game with?
I think that we knew that their DPS line had a really good hit scan forward. He's pretty good on Widow, and it was like we wanted to be sure that we didn't give him the space to pop off, which he did on Lijiang Tower. He was playing really well on Lijiang Tower, but then we kind of learned that. We picked it up on Rialto, and we kind of like forced our hand in like, we want to be the aggressor. You guys have to play into us rather than like us trying to like take shots into you, you know, like taking the like step out into the open to try and take a shot, but we want to be the people looking at that sideline first, you know. So it was more so just trying to get a more aggressive playstyle, take those angles more aggressively, be there first, and be more proactive rather than reactive. And then we really wanted to post up to the Roach God, the Feed Roach God, because we've been doing that in scrims, so.
As you should.
Thank you so much for coming out and letting us cast you. It was definitely an enjoyment for me. By time having similar sentiment, I'm sure. I was having such a great time. I love how close it was.
Ruined it.
No, nothing is ruined if you can scream loud enough to make it go away. So, I'd like to thank you so much for coming in for the interview. Definitely taking that first seed. Congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing you in the playoffs.
Thank you very much, guys. It was fun being here.
No problem. But that's gonna wrap it up for us. You want to outro or me?
No, sure. I'll tell everybody goodbye. Get the hell out of here. So,
Cool.
You watched a Revolution Overwatch production tonight with a sick soldier, and not sick as in the way I'm cool, sick as in I'm actually sick. You had a lovely play-by-play screamo guy. His name might be Bite Me. He didn't scream too much this round or this match, so that was good. He's been learning. And your lovely big brain color caster Thoth God. He was giving you his big brain ideas of what happened or why something should have happened. So he's been helping us out quite a bit recently, which is awesome. I'm glad we've gotten new casters this season. We've been picking up quite a bit, and I'm happy they're here with us. You watched two great teams. They were Division 1. They were Freaks and Beeks, and the From the Ashes, aka Banshee, aka there was another name in there as well, what they were before previously, but my brain is too small to think of it right now. If you guys want to follow us here on Twitch. You're watching it right now, so I'm not gonna tell you the link. We do have a YouTube's, but it doesn't have a vanity URL. You can find everything in the Welcome channel if you want to follow us there. Every match we produce, we upload to YouTube, so it'll be there forever. You can follow us on Twitter as well. I think it's _revolutionow, I believe. It's in the Welcome channel as well. You can follow my friend here on Twitter. Bite Me is Bite Me, but it's Bite May, because he's a filthy May man.
As I should.
And then ThoughtGod, I think you just do Twitch, correct?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/ThoughtGod. I play Minecraft, I play Overwatch, and I do VOD
Minecraft?
reviews as well as coaching. Everyone plays it. You have to. You have to. It's so much fun.
Guys, come watch ThoughtGod's Twitch while I try to stream snipe him.
You're too low rank, I'm afraid.
Excuse me. Let's go. Let's throw a fist. I'll make it up to... I'll surpass you. Give me a week. Give me a week, ThoughtGod, and I'll be like 200 above you.
By the time I'll be 300 above myself.
I'll be
I'll be
100
so
under.
good.
Uh-oh.
Dude, I'll hit Masters before you hit Diamond.
Oh, I'll hit Grandmasters before you hit Masters.
You have to hit Diamond first! Alright, we'll end.
Alright guys, everybody have a good night. Thank you for joining us, and follow us everywhere if you can. If you want to subscribe, you can. Use your Amazon Prime stuff, that'd be awesome. As always, every cent we get here at Revolution goes directly back to the community. We take nothing, we give it all back. So everybody, thank you for joining us.